Daiki, it's a new year.
Happy
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is 2025. It's a new year and we're hitting the ground running. Well, I thought I was. This is supposed to already be registered and on the street, but the Japanese inspection place shukken road registration people said a big fat no. No. Wait. We'll get into that in a little bit. It's actually kind of wild and crazy and something I've never learned before with doing shukken in Japan, because none of these cars that I've registered on the road have had this issue, which is kind of mind-blowing. So in today's video, we're going to be going through everything wrong with my dream Mark IV Supra. And there's a lot, not even thinking about the whole shukken process, but there's a lot. You know, Daiki, there's something I've always wondered. Could we use this to like propel ourselves across the shop? You guys know, we bought this jet heater a while ago, but I've always wondered if this would work. Let's find out. Fire in the hole, boys. It's a little delayed start. Come on, baby. The answer is no. This way works though!
What do you do, Sam?
We're cleaning the echo. Don't film this. Some prime examples there of why women live longer than men. But that aside, we want to go through everything that's wrong with the car. We're going to go over the reason why the car failed shukken at the end. But first of all, let me just show you everything that's wrong. Starting with the engine bay. Right here, the first thing I want to point out is the electronic OEM throttle body. This has somehow just stopped working for us. And it's super confusing because you have this throttle cable here, right? Like if you come in here close, you can see. But there's a throttle cable that comes here. Now this is actually connected to the pedal. And this is actually like, if you talk about, let's just say a drive-by wire, normal electronic throttle body car, like a 350Z. The 350Z pedal has this mechanism on the pedal. But for some reason in this, the cable comes from the pedal to this on the side of the throttle body. And this moves, which then goes through that, back to the ECU, then back into this thing, which then tells the throttle body to open. Now the problem is now, they're just not working. It's just not working at all. No matter what the throttle does, it does nothing until it gets to this point where it bypasses that and gives you like 10% of throttle movement. So we're kind of screwed there and I need to figure out what happened. And that just started happening randomly while the car was in the shukken line for no apparent reason. So I need to work out how to recalibrate that or get that to start working with the ECU. But the problem is, which is gonna go to another problem, which kind of means we're going out of the engine bay. So let's just quickly hit pause because there's a big issue I need to show you under the passenger seat footwell, but let's go over everything else. The power steering pump has failed. It's completely grinded and messed up on the inside, so no power steering whatsoever. It doesn't matter what fluid's in it or anything, it's junk. So we need a new power steering pump. The radiator hoses are all kind of leaking. Today, there's a huge puddle under the car, which you'll see in a little bit, but for some reason, there's a pinhole in this upper radiator hose and it's just pouring out the moment it gets under pressure. Otherwise, everything's somewhat okay. It's a bit messy in here, but that's pretty much it. The entire power steering system is toast. All the lines are completely cracked, brittle, and destroyed like this. It's just from being outside and, you know, dry rot and all that type of stuff. Every hose on the power steering system is like that. There's a chance that maybe the pump's good, but when I can get a rebuilt pump for one of these under an exchange for super cheap, like $80, it's worth me to just switch that out. So that's what we're going to be doing. We obviously need to work out the throttle body issue. All of this wiring here is super loose. All the wiring for the headlights, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like there's some kind of aftermarket HID system in here maybe that's just loose sitting around. There's no water overflow bottle. I have no idea what's going on. I just threw that in there temporarily. That's kind of everything I think in the engine bay, other than just like, you know, some wiring and lines and stuff that need to be tidied up and some new things, right? Moving from the engine bay, oh yeah, the gas struts don't work for the hood, even though it's like the lightest carbon fiber hood I've ever felt. So we've got, you know, vice grips here. let's go to the big one. This is the big one. Daiki, you're gonna wanna come around this side because this, you know, I thought when we fixed Daiki's S15 that was yakisoba wiring and that was bad, but this is a whole nother level of, I don't even know, but like, okay, those of you that buy early 2000s Japanese cars, the wiring is always like this, but this is something else. Like, look at this. Just look over my shoulder here, Daiki. But this is something else, man. This is something else. So we've got an FCON here, HKS FCON, which is cool, which is connected to like the longest harness thing I've ever seen that has a bunch of splices that go in here that I have no idea. Oh, by the way, if I touch this when the car is running, it shuts off. And then, you know, this goes to the OEM ECU and a patch harness that then goes to the OEM harness, which has also been chopped up, and yeah, you get the gist of it. This is, yeah. Oh, and the stereo wiring is just all taped up together and looped around. There's antenna wires everywhere. I have no idea what's going on. There's the Defi gauge controller module. There's 2 plugs here that I have no idea where they go. I don't even have a cable to plug into this. I don't know what any of these switches do. I'm gonna call HKS tomorrow and figure out if I can even recalibrate the electronic. Oh, that's probably important. It's going to nothing. That's not good. Anyways, I'm gonna talk to HKS tomorrow, see if we can figure out if I can get some manuals or instructions from them, or maybe I need to get the tuning software and a cable for my laptop so I can plug into that and figure out how to recalibrate the drive-by-wire, because, yeah. Anyways, did you know these had drive-by-wire? I didn't, but they do. So anyways, yeah, that's probably, I'm gonna just say that's my biggest pet peeve is wiring. Like, just, it's so important to make your car run. I don't understand how it gets like this, but you know, look, we made it work. it's running somehow. We're definitely gonna be putting a nice link in this and just cutting out everything. Anyways, that aside, just for simplicity. So that's that. Oh yeah, did I mention this? Oh, I think what happened is because it's a Supra, some guy took the girlfriend for a ride, and you know, they wanted to show off, and they floored it, man, and it was sick, and the girl was screaming. She grabbed onto the Jesus handle, pulled really, really hard to pray to God, and broke it, ripped it off. But it's funny because you can see it's been glued on like multiple times, and it just keeps breaking off. So we're gonna order a new one of those, and that should solve that problem. Luckily, a lot of this stuff is still made by Toyota and available, which is awesome. There are some things that aren't available, but you know, it is what it is. Moving on. One of the biggest issues is this. It ain't twin turbo. No, I'm joking. That's actually the best thing ever. Twin turbos kind of suck on these. Don't get me wrong, you can make decent power out of them OEM, but if something goes wrong, it is a nightmare to deal with the twin turbo setup. Very much like the twin turbo setup on an RB26. Generally, you don't want to deal with twins. It's so much easier to work with a single. This kit is actually super, super cool, and it will be available, and probably one of you guys are going to snap it up on the website, which, by the way, you've been asking, and I am happy to deliver. We have the new Supra merch available right now for pre-order on SAMMIT.net, hoodies and shirts. On the screen, right there, go check it out. Go to SAMMIT.net, place your order, and get some right away. Also, go check out the used parts section. We list a ton of our stuff here that we don't have a use for that we'd like to see go to a new home for, you know, a pretty good, decent deals. So if you need any RB parts or anything like that, anything that's not listed on the website in the used parts section, you can email us. Anything you've seen in the videos that you think I'm not using anymore, email us. Also, Tomei parts, also Nismo, Nissan parts, Toyota OEM parts, any of that stuff that you want from Japan, we can help you out. Info@SAMMIT.net. That aside, you know what's not broken about my Supra? You want to know what's not broken about my Supra? That. This is my first early 2000s JDM car that the mirrors actually all work in. Like, this is a big deal, all right? Even Daiki knows, right? They always break. Anyways, all right. First of all, the clock is wrong. I have no idea how to set this, and these 2 buttons don't do anything. There's like 2 tiny buttons here, so I don't know. The traction control off button doesn't work, but when I push the snow button, then the light comes up. So we need to figure out what's up with that, because when we're at the shuck end place, you have to put it on the rollers like a dyno, and like, I think you gotta somehow remove traction control, pull a fuse or something like that. Regardless, it has traction control. We need to delete that. That sucks. Moving on. The wheel that we put on here temporarily to get rid of that flat bottom Momo one is only a 330mm. It's too small for me and too small for this car. So we definitely need to put a really nice like 350mm wheel on this. We will fix that. It's not that big of a deal, but at least we have something on here for now. And the horn works. That's also something that works, which is great. I don't know about the car stereo because most of the wires are unplugged and missing from that, which makes me also think that because all those wires are still unplugged down there, maybe this off switch is unplugged. So it'd be cool to kind of like diagnose and dig into that. But I am petrified and scared of this interior because it looks great. Like the interior has no cracks. It's definitely got new panels. These look like brand new panels that have been replaced. But I don't know how to remove it, and it's a cockpit and it's big. And I don't want to crack and damage any of it. Though you can still buy this all brand new from Toyota, which is awesome. So I'm starting to really like Toyota, you know. Anyways, yeah, obviously driver's seat is different from the passenger seat. I want to put a matching seat in. I don't care if it's Bright or Recaro, but we have to do that. Another thing I don't like is actually this shifter setup here. So the shift knob obviously isn't OEM, but it's also not a great aftermarket one because look at this big space here between the, you know, the lockout that you pull up to go into reverse. So that kind of sucks that you can see like a rusty shaft there. Otherwise though, that's kind of it maybe. Oh, there's other issues we need to talk about with the whole shuck end failure thing, but you know, I think the rest of it is just tiny little things like missing screws here, missing bolts there, missing like interior little pieces and stuff like that. That's kind of everything. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about that's wrong with this Daiki? Oh, the oil leaks. Okay, wait till we get the car in the air and we'll point out some more things wrong with the car, but there's still a fair bit we need to show you. Yeah, let's get the car in the air. Starting with the front here, check this out. The power steering lines, or is this aircon? No. I believe this is power steering. Yeah, this is power steering. Somehow is twisted and wrapped around you can see, it's wrapped around the sway bar. I have no idea how that happened or what's going on here, but it's twisted and wrapped around. That's not the cooler. The stock cooler is up and in here. So that's pretty bizarre. Oh yeah, look, there's a nice power steering leak there. Also, all the lines for the oil cooler here, which is actually super cool. It's an old HKS oil cooler kit. They all leak. Everything leaks. I have no idea what's going on, but oil leaks from here. Oil leaks from like all the lines, everything. And that could be just power steering fluid dripping down on everything. So we're gonna be taking all of that out and fixing it. And before you say anything, the main thing I want you to remember is the goal with this car is to get it to a really nice kind of mild build state where it is road legal, it's fast, as fast as we can make it with, you know, stock internals and stuff. In a JZ, I mean, you know, people can make 1,000 horsepower stock internals, but we want like, you know, 700 horsepower, that'll be perfect. And update, fix every leak, fix everything so that it's a good street car. Because I want my dad to experience this car. Unfortunately, his health has declined to a point where he can't come and visit me in Japan anymore via plane. So the next best thing is we ship the car there. So we're gonna be doing a carnet with the car and having the car shipped to Australia, where I'll be able to, you know, rock up, spend a week with my dad. We'll film it and stuff like that too, which I think will be really, really special. But that aside, I need this car sorted by the end of this month so that we can make the dates and the plans of shipping this car there as soon as possible. So that's kind of where we're at. So I know you're probably thinking, Sam, like this is a whole crazy build, and yes, it is later on. Right now, my goal is, you know, new hot side, fix up everything that's leaking and stuff so it's good, make a good reliable street Supra that's making 700 horsepower, good to go, put it on the boat. That's kind of it. So yeah, we have to make sure obviously all of this stuff is fixed. So we're gonna need a new oil cooler kit. We're going to need new power steering kit. We're going to need a ton of stuff. And we're probably gonna need to pressure wash under here, clean everything. Like I need to deep clean this entire car because I wanna make sure all the salt is off it from Okinawa. Now, that aside, we've got a little leak on the transmission. We've got some kind of leak here happening. It looks like there's a brand new oil pan on here. I don't know. Everything under the body looks great. Oh, we have some kind of muffler exhaust leak going on here with the flange. So we need to, looks like there's no gasket here. So you probably just have to put a gasket in there and then that's fixed. what kind of thing? That's kind of cool. It's like springs there that go to a flange. Anyways, that's pretty much it under here. Otherwise, a lot of worn bushes everywhere. The alignment is definitely whacked out. But that's pretty much it. This is a car that is what, 19, so it's, wait, this is like 25 years old. 26, 27. What the hell, man? This thing's old. It's still on stock suspension, which is actually a pain in the butt for us because going to get the shock end inspection, the car has to be a certain height off the ground. I think the lowest it's allowed to be anywhere is like 9 centimeters. And one of the flanges on the exhaust was at like 8 centimeters. So the way we got around it was we just put a ton of air in the tires to bring it up. So that helped a lot. And we used a hose clamp on one of the exhaust bushes to bring it up as well. But like if we had coilovers, then the height wouldn't be a problem, right? And you just raise it a bit. But the car settles and squats so much and then stays down that that's an issue. So definitely need some coilovers as well. The other thing is obviously our rack boots are cracked and oh yeah, we need new rack boots because that's gonna fail you at shuck end too. So we got to replace that and we obviously got to fix all of that. But anyways, let's give you the official breakdown of why we failed, and you're gonna love one of these reasons more than others. All right, so here are kind of like the 4 main reasons why we failed. First of all, the side skirts have to be removed to do with the tail light positioning. That is a very confusing sentence or statement there. In Japan, they have this very odd rule where if the tail light has to be a certain like distance in the middle, like from the side of the car. And where they measure the side of the car from is the part of the car that sticks out the most, right? So with Supras, let's bring the car down. Supras are already fairly wide here. And if you look at where the tail lamp starts here and where the rear fender is, there's actually a fair decent amount of space here. Now, the biggest issue is it's more about the brake lights. And the brake lights on the Supra are all the way here. Now, what happens is they measure from here out this way, and depending on where the furthest part of the car that sticks out on the side, that's where they measure from. And unfortunately, the side skirts we have here have this little part that comes out, and that puts us past the specification. And they're saying that doesn't matter if the tail light position is OEM or it's from the factory like that, it doesn't matter. Their lasers and measuring say that it's out of spec and they cannot allow this car on the road. So we asked around, it turns out everyone just takes the side skirts off and that fixes the issue. So because then this won't be sticking out so much and we'll be good and we'll pass with flying colors. So yeah, there's that for you. And they don't care about the wing. The wing's apparently fine, go figure. But yeah, the main reason why they're being so strict on this inspection and not any of my other cars is because paperwork wise, this car is getting treated as a brand new car. The reason for that is it was taken out of Japan's filing cabinet. When this car was sold to someone on a US base, this happens everywhere across Japan. If someone buys a car on US base, it's essentially no longer a Japanese car. It's essentially like kind of just like marked as almost like an exported car that doesn't exist in the system anymore. Then when the car is deregistered and then say purchased by a Japanese resident and it gets brought back into paperwork in Japan and the filing cabinet, as they say, then all of a sudden it's treated when you go to Shukken and it has to get that whole crazy inspection as if it was a brand new car about to go on the road for the first time. So that's why they're being extra strict with us. Sucks, but those are the rules and we have to abide by them. So side skirts are coming off just for the inspection, and then after that we'll never have that issue ever again. So go figure. I don't know, that's a weird thing. I don't know how other people, I guess everyone just does that with Supras. I don't know. Anyway, with this kit, or maybe there's another kit that's less thick, I don't know. So that's the first one. We have to remove the side skirts. Second thing is the muffler gasket. We talked about that. The exhaust has an exhaust leak, so we've got to get a gasket for that. Other thing was the front rack boots are cracked, so we've got to fix that. And then front wheel change. This is another thing that's kind of wild to me. This fitment on the front wheels is like perfect. It's like perfectly level with the fender. But apparently it's like 0.5 millimeter out with the fender. They like had this special jig. I'll put a photo on because Daiki sent it to me. They like put it on the whole wheel and the tire and like measured it, and it was like 0.5 mil. sticking out from the fender. You can't have anything in Japan that sticks out even the slightest bit, whether it's tire or wheel, right, Daiki? Nothing can stick out of here.
Yeah, it was actually 10 mil out.
Oh, 10 mil out.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was half a mil.
No, 10 mil.
10 mil out. Dude, I look at this with my eyeballs and it doesn't even look like, it looks like it's tucked in, man. But then I'm biased, you know.
It's hard to...
It's hard to see. Like, and even it's turned. Like, if we just turn the wheel a little, you know, like, should have just like, there we go. Maybe we should have just turned the wheels in. Like, drive into the shuck-in place like this. Nah, they check that. You can't have a towed out or towed in car for a shuck-in inspection. Anyways, that's kind of everything. So we've got to obviously do a lot to make sure we pass inspection. We need to fix all those oil leaks too, because that's kind of wild. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's everything wrong with the Supra. But obviously, we still got this for an amazing deal. Oh, there's potentially maybe a head gasket problem, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So it looks like there is most likely a little bit of an engine problem. Yeah. Otherwise, this weekend is Tokyo Auto Salon, so we're going to be filming a bunch of content of what's there, all the Japanese brands that have something new and amazing for the tuning industry. We're going to be obviously filming that and uploading it, so keep an eye out for that video on our channel. We're also going to be live streaming it. Oh, like my black eye, Yugo kicked me when I was sleeping, and yeah, that's what happens. Parents, you know, toddler things. That aside though, we're going to be uploading a ton of content. There will be a live stream too, as well as a ton of uploads of all the underground car meets and stuff like that. Now, if you are here in Japan for Tokyo Auto Salon, don't go home right away. On the 13th, on Monday, right after Auto Salon, I'm going to be going to Mobura Circuit for the Vertex kind of like, you know, thank you give back event. It's not gonna be just me there. Larry Chen's gonna be there. He's gonna be driving the Bogan 32. I'll be in the Chaser and we'll be switching between cars and I want him to experience both. But then also there's gonna be the likes of Naoki Nakamura there. There's also gonna be Taniguchi there. There's going to be a ton of other pro drivers, obviously Yoel-san from Vertex. It's kind of like where all the pro drivers are going to like provide a service for you guys and say thank you as well. You guys are also welcome to get passenger runs with all of us pro drivers. There'll be a fee that you need to pay for insurance and stuff like that. But otherwise, if you want to like get in the passenger seat of your favorite driver in Japan and you're here visiting Tokyo Auto Salon, don't cancel your flights, but rebook your flights for Tuesday and make sure you go to Mobura Circuit. It's like a 45-minute drive from Tokyo. It's super close, and that's the event you want to make sure you don't miss out on after Auto Salon. So I'll see you guys there if you're going to be there. I don't know if I'll have merch available yet and a tent there or anything, but I will be there. You can get passenger runs with me, and Larry will be there as well. It's going to be a really fun time. Also, I can't wait to film a vlog there. It's been a while since I've kind of done some driving, and I really want to kind of step things up there and get back to kind of my roots and what we used to upload with the drifting content. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be fun. This guy, omedetou, congratulations. Kanto All-Stars.
Arigato.
Finally,
Arigato.
he got not only first place in Tanso, but then first place in Suiso.
Maybe
Right?
both fast.
Both first place, right? So double back-to-back podium.
Yeah.
Absolute mad lad. How's the car?
Good. No braking.
No braking, no more problems. Took a while, but we got there. How's it feel?
It's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Hell yeah. Dude, congratulations. It's good to see. This year I think is going to be great. Whatever series you decide to compete in, I think it's going to be awesome. Little bit of an update for you guys with the FD car. As you can see, this shelf here is kind of full of all like the main parts for the engine and whatnot. And it's looking pretty sad. Also, those with a keen eye might notice that some particular key parts are missing from this shelf, and I'll let you guys kind of guess and assume what's going on, but I do want to give you a little hint. We are going with an engine package that has never been done before in FDJ, and it's going to be really, really exciting. I'm super stoked. The engine that we're going to be having this year, we're not going to only have one, we're going to have two, we're going to have a spare one, and if for any reason one blows up, we're going to be able to build another one. So there'll be a big announcement coming about that soon, but keep an eye out for it, get excited. We're going bigger and better than ever with FD this year, making sure everything is sound and just also just having backups and spares of everything and taking things way more seriously. Obviously last year was a big learning curve for me. We knew it was going to be a struggle year, just trying to figure and learn everything and kind of really understand what I was getting into, and that was good for me. I learned a lot, I was humbled a lot, and I really knew that I had to step up my game. So you're going to be seeing me really putting a lot of effort into driving this year, especially in the FDJ Pro Series and some other exciting series to be announced. But with that, that's kind of my FD update. There's a lot of things that we need to do, but I'm more excited that we're ahead on schedule on everything for the FD program and the FD car. You can also notice that the FD car's not in the shop, and there'll be a big update on that too soon too. So I'm really excited, but yeah, long story short, keep an eye out for it. Some big things happening. Commitment to making sure we're focusing more on Formula Drift this year. I've been doing a ton of sim driving. If you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, make sure you do. There's a link down in the description. If you want to drive with me at some point, I've been streaming my runs and practicing and stuff like that a lot more. And if you're into sim driving, make sure you join the Discord and let us know you're down for some driving, because I'd love to start doing tandem practice. And if you're a G at this, then let's do some driving together. Discord link is down in the description. Make sure you check it out. And also, if you are after any gear from Sim Magic, you can use my affiliate links that are in my link tree, which will also be down below. That aside though, just uninstall Honey first. That's, yeah, you know what that's all about. Anyway, I'm gonna do some more laps. Save! Get me off the wall so I don't hit it. Okay. And here's where we're gonna end today's video. The next upload will probably be a video on the SAMMIT Raw channel where I'm gonna be building finally a new gaming rig for at home gaming / streaming. We finally went Team Red again. There's a bunch of history there. And we got a 3080 Ti used for $500 just until we can actually get our hands on a 50 series, which were just announced today, and they look spicy. So that aside, there's gonna be a bunch more IT stuff coming too. Maybe we'll make a new channel and call it Sam IT, not SAMMIT Tips. Only May gets my tip. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Don't forget to get the new Supra merch.